Sometimes a woman may never tell you how she truly feels. But if you pay attention to her actions, you'll discover a story her words are trying to hide. Today, we're uncovering the subtle signs that reveal what she won't admit. Many people make the mistake of believing that if a woman never openly expresses her feelings, then those feelings do not exist. In reality, emotions are often much more complex than that. There are countless reasons why someone may choose not to admit what they feel. Fear of rejection, uncertainty about the future, pride, past heartbreak, or simply a desire to protect themselves can all cause a woman to hide her true emotions. Yet, while words can be carefully controlled, actions are much harder to disguise. One of the clearest signs that she cares more than she admits is that her attention never truly leaves you. Even when she appears distant, she somehow remains aware of what is happening in your life. She may not be the first person to message you every day, but she notices changes. She remembers things you mentioned weeks ago. She pays attention to your achievements, your struggles, and even the small details that most people overlook. This level of awareness rarely happens by accident. People naturally focus their attention on what matters to them. When someone consistently notices details about your life, it often reveals a deeper level of interest than they are willing to acknowledge. You may also notice that she appears at unexpected moments. Just when you think she has lost interest, she checks in with a casual message, reacts to something you posted, or starts a conversation that seems random. These interactions may appear small on the surface, but they often indicate that you are still occupying space in her thoughts. If she truly did not care, maintaining that connection would require effort. She would have no reason to invest. Another interesting aspect of hidden feelings is curiosity. A woman who has no emotional interest usually does not spend much time wondering what someone is doing. She moves on with her life and focuses on other priorities. But when feelings exist beneath the surface, curiosity remains active. She may ask mutual friends about you, pay attention to updates on social media, or casually bring up topics related to your life. She may not directly admit her interest, but her desire to stay informed speaks volumes. Sometimes her attention becomes most obvious when you become less available. When you stop reaching out as often or become busy with your own life, she may suddenly find reasons to reconnect. This shift often surprises people. They assume distance would push someone away, but hidden emotions can create the opposite effect. When she realizes your attention is no longer guaranteed, her own attention becomes more visible. She may initiate conversations more frequently or look for subtle ways to re-enter your world. What makes this sign so powerful is its consistency. Anyone can show interest for a day or two. Genuine emotional investment reveals itself over time. Weeks or even months may pass, yet she still notices what is happening in your life. She still remembers important details. She still responds when opportunities arise. This ongoing attention is difficult to fake because it requires energy, focus, and emotional involvement. It is important, however, not to confuse attention with obsession or assume that every action automatically means romantic interest. Human behavior is complex and context always matters. The key is to look for patterns rather than isolated incidents. A single message means little. Consistent awareness, repeated curiosity, and ongoing engagement tell a much deeper story. These behaviors often reveal emotions that words never do. In the end, people can hide their feelings, deny them, or avoid discussing them altogether. They can create explanations for their behavior and convince themselves that their emotions are under control. Yet, attention has a way of exposing the truth. We naturally focus on what matters to us. We invest energy in what we value. When a woman's attention never truly leaves you, even during periods of silence or distance, it may be revealing something she is not yet ready to admit. Her words may remain guarded, but her actions quietly tell a different story. And those actions often reveal far more than any confession ever could. One of the strongest signs that a woman feels more than she is willing to admit is the way she makes time for you, even when her life seems busy and full of responsibilities. People often claim that they are too occupied, too stressed, or too overwhelmed to focus on relationships. While this can certainly be true at times, human nature reveals something important. We tend to make time for the people and things that genuinely matter to us. No matter how packed a schedule becomes, we somehow find moments for our priorities. This is why a woman's willingness to create space for you in her life can reveal feelings she may never openly express. Many men focus too much on what a woman says and not enough on what she consistently does. She may tell you she is busy, and perhaps she truly is. She may insist that she has no special feelings or that she is focused on other things right now. Yet, despite these statements, you notice that she still replies to your messages. She still checks in from time to time. She still finds opportunities to talk, laugh, and maintain contact. These actions often reveal a deeper truth. When someone repeatedly chooses to invest their limited time in another person, it usually means that person holds a meaningful place in their life. Life today is filled with distractions. Work demands attention. Family responsibilities require energy. Friends, hobbies, goals, and daily challenges compete for every available hour. Because time is such a valuable resource, the way people spend it often reveals their true priorities. A woman who has no emotional interest can easily let communication fade. She can postpone conversations indefinitely and gradually disappear from your life without much thought. But when hidden feelings exist, maintaining some level of connection becomes important to her, even if she never admits why. You may notice that she responds when she could easily ignore the message. She joins conversations even after a long day. She remembers to wish you luck before an important event. She asks how something turned out because she genuinely wants to know. These actions may seem small individually, but together they create a clear pattern. She is investing time, and time is one of the most honest forms of effort. Sometimes her effort appears in subtle ways. She may rearrange plans to spend time with you. She may stay in a conversation longer than necessary. She may continue talking even after the original topic has ended. These moments are significant because they demonstrate choice. Nobody is forcing her to remain engaged. She stays because she wants to. Her actions show that your presence brings value to her day. Another revealing sign is how quickly she creates opportunities for interaction. She might send a message about something that reminded her of you. She may share a joke, a story, or a piece of information that has no urgent purpose other than keeping the conversation alive. These small gestures often indicate that you are on her mind more often than she admits. If someone never thinks about you, they rarely feel the need to create reasons for contact. There are also moments when a woman may appear unavailable yet still finds a way to maintain the connection. She might not have an hour to talk, but she sends a brief message. She may not be able to meet in person, but she makes it clear that she has not forgotten about you. This effort matters because it demonstrates intention. The message may be short, but the underlying signal is powerful. She wants the connection to continue. Of course, making time for someone does not automatically guarantee romantic feelings. Context always matters. Some people are naturally kind and attentive. However, when her effort is consistent, personal, and directed specifically toward you, it becomes harder to ignore what those actions may be saying. Feelings are often hidden behind excuses, caution, and uncertainty, but effort has a way of exposing the truth. At the end of the day, words can be carefully chosen. A woman can deny her emotions, avoid difficult conversations, or keep her feelings private for months. Yet, the way she spends her time often tells a more honest story. Time is valuable because it can never be replaced. When she repeatedly chooses to share that time with you, despite the demands of her own life, she may be revealing something her words refuse to say. Her actions quietly demonstrate that you matter. And sometimes that silent message is far more powerful than any confession she could ever make. One of the most powerful ways a woman's true feelings are revealed is through her body language. While words can be carefully chosen, emotions often find a way to escape through small, unconscious actions. A woman may insist that she feels nothing special, act completely indifferent, or avoid discussing her emotions altogether. Yet, her body language can tell a very different story. This is because genuine feelings are difficult to hide for long. The mind may try to control what is said, but the body often reveals what the heart is experiencing. Human beings communicate far more through nonverbal signals than most people realize. A simple glance, a smile, a change in posture, or a nervous gesture can reveal emotions that never become spoken words. When a woman has feelings she does not want to admit, these subtle signs often appear without her even noticing them. They are not carefully planned or intentionally displayed. Instead, they emerge naturally whenever she is around someone who matters to her. One of the most common signs is eye contact. The eyes have a unique ability to reveal interest and emotional connection. A woman who secretly cares may look at you more often than necessary. She may watch you when she thinks you are not paying attention. Sometimes she quickly looks away when caught, while other times she holds eye contact a little longer than expected. These moments may seem insignificant, but they often reflect a level of attention and curiosity that goes beyond ordinary interaction. A genuine smile is another powerful indicator. People smile every day, but not all smiles are the same. Polite smiles come and go quickly. Genuine smiles tend to appear naturally and affect the entire face. When a woman lights up after seeing you, laughs more easily around you, or seems noticeably happier during your conversations, her emotions may be speaking louder than her words. She may never admit how much she enjoys your presence, but her reactions reveal the positive impact you have on her. Nervousness can also be surprisingly revealing. Many people become slightly anxious around someone they care about because they want to make a good impression. A woman who usually appears calm and confident may suddenly become more self-conscious in your presence. She might play with her hair, adjust her clothing, fidget with objects, or stumble over her words. These behaviors are often dismissed as meaningless habits, but they can indicate that your opinion matters more to her than she is willing to admit. Physical orientation is another subtle clue. People naturally turn their bodies toward things that interest them. During conversations, a woman who feels connected to you may unconsciously face you, lean slightly closer, or maintain an open posture. Even in a group setting, her attention often drifts back toward you. These small actions may occur without conscious thought, yet they reveal where her focus truly lies. Another interesting sign is how she reacts to your presence compared to others. If her energy changes noticeably when you arrive, it can be a meaningful signal. She may become more engaged, more playful, more attentive, or more expressive. These shifts often happen automatically because emotions influence behavior in ways that are difficult to control. The difference may be subtle, but consistent patterns are worth noticing. Body language can also reveal concern and emotional investment. When you share good news, she seems genuinely happy for you. When you face difficulties, her expression changes and she listens carefully. Her reactions feel authentic rather than forced. This emotional responsiveness often indicates that she cares about your experiences on a deeper level than she admits. Of course, no single gesture should be interpreted as definitive proof of hidden feelings. People have different personalities, habits, and communication styles. A single smile or glance means very little on its own. The key is observing patterns over time. When multiple signs consistently appear together, they often paint a clearer picture than words ever could. In the end, body language is powerful because it is difficult to fake consistently. A woman may choose not to confess her emotions. She may hide behind logic, caution, or uncertainty. She may even convince herself that her feelings are under control. Yet, her eyes, her smile, her posture, and her reactions often reveal what she keeps hidden. While words can be misleading, genuine body language tends to be much more honest. If you pay close attention, you may discover that her actions are quietly expressing everything she refuses to say aloud. One of the clearest signs that a woman cares more than she is willing to admit is her ability to remember the small details about you. At first glance, this may not seem like a significant thing. After all, everyone remembers certain pieces of information from conversations. However, there is a major difference between casually hearing something and genuinely remembering it weeks or even months later. When a woman consistently recalls details that most people would forget, it often reveals a level of attention and emotional investment that goes far beyond ordinary interest. People naturally remember what matters to them. The human mind is constantly filtering information, deciding what is important and what can be ignored. Every day we encounter countless conversations, names, stories, and facts. Yet, only a small percentage remain in our memory. The details that stay with us are usually connected to people or experiences we value. This is why a woman who remembers small things about you may be revealing feelings she has never openly expressed. Perhaps you mentioned your favorite food during a brief conversation months ago. Maybe you talked about a childhood memory, a personal goal, or an upcoming event. Most people would forget these details shortly after hearing them. Yet, when she unexpectedly brings them up later, it becomes clear that she was paying much closer attention than you realized. She was not simply listening to respond. She was genuinely interested in what you had to say. This attention often appears in subtle ways. She remembers important dates that you mentioned only once. She recalls stories from previous conversations. She asks about a project you were working on weeks ago. She remembers the name of a family member, a hobby you enjoy, or a challenge you were facing. These details may seem small individually, but together they reveal a powerful pattern. She values the information because she values the person sharing it. What makes this sign particularly meaningful is that remembering details requires effort. In a world filled with distractions, people rarely invest mental energy in things they do not care about. When a woman consistently stores information about your life and brings it up later, she is demonstrating a level of attention that cannot easily be faked. Her memory becomes evidence of where her emotional focus has been directed. Sometimes, these moments catch people by surprise. You may mention something casually and completely forget about it yourself. Then, weeks later, she asks how it turned out or refers back to it during a conversation. Suddenly, you realize that she remembered something you barely remembered mentioning. This can be a strong indication that your words carry more weight with her than she is willing to admit. Another revealing aspect is how she uses those details. A woman who genuinely cares often remembers information because she wants to understand you better. She pays attention to your preferences, dislikes, dreams, and concerns. This allows her to connect with you on a deeper level. She may recommend something she knows you would enjoy, ask thoughtful questions related to your interests, or offer support regarding something important in your life. These actions show that she is not just hearing your words, she is processing them, storing them, and using them to strengthen the connection. Memory can also reveal emotional attachment during difficult times. If you once shared a personal struggle, disappointment, or worry, she may later check on your progress or ask how you are feeling. This demonstrates more than simple politeness. It shows that your experiences remained on her mind long after the conversation ended. People rarely carry someone else's concerns with them unless that person holds special significance. Of course, remembering details alone does not automatically prove romantic feelings. Some individuals naturally have excellent memories and genuinely care about many people in their lives. However, when her attention is consistently focused on you, when she recalls information others forget, and when she repeatedly demonstrates awareness of your personal world, it becomes harder to dismiss the deeper meaning behind those actions. In the end, words can be hidden, denied, or carefully controlled. A woman may never openly admit how much she cares. She may avoid discussing her feelings and choose to keep her emotions private. Yet, her memory often reveals the truth. The fact that she remembers your stories, your goals, your preferences, and the small details of your life shows that you occupy an important place in her thoughts. While she may never confess what is in her heart, the attention she gives to the details of your life can quietly reveal everything you need to know. Remember, actions often speak louder than words. When you learn to recognize these hidden signs, you'll understand emotions that are rarely spoken aloud. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs to hear it. See you in the next one.